a Yoruba man. In a lot of ways, Yoruba is very rich. Very, very rich.
My mom came here in 1990. And my dad came later that year. My mom did this thing where in the house, obviously she spoke to us Yoruba, my dad did as well, but she really made it a point of pride and I'm not backing down. When we went out, she would always speak to us in Yoruba just so that people would know that we've been raised in a Yoruba home.
My parents speaking at home, if we're on the bus and my mom didn't want me to like hear what someone else, didn't want anyone else to hear what she was trying to say to me, she would say it in Yoruba. So it just became like a secret language, obviously because we're a minority. She Yoruba's her first language. So she always says that she kind of thinks in Yoruba and then still kind of translates to English sometimes.
Hello?
Hello, Mom.
Hi, how are you, Toju?
I'm fine. Just had a slightly long day at work.
What time?
Late.
Yeah,
Abby.
Oh, there, mommy.
Yeah.
Hello. No, my fish, show you. So, Ọlọ́run tó ti ń bá mi tọ́jú ẹ látijọ́ ẹ kò ní fi ẹ́ lẹ̀. Bó ṣe sọ. Love you.
Love you.
Take care. All right, then. Bye.
Bye.
Ìgbà táwa mú iṣẹ́ la fi pegedé. Ìgbà táwa mú iṣẹ́ la fi làlùyọ. Ìgbà táwa mú iṣẹ́ la fi làlùyọ. So what is literally saying is, when we work hard, that is why we prosper, because we work very hard, and that is why we prosper.
Okay, the best way to describe it is it feels spiritual. It feels spiritual, like it's not just a surface level, yo bro, in it, like it's like deeper.
I play talking drum, so when you play talking drum, if you're a talking drummer and you don't get the pronunciation right, you're trying to say something, because talking drum is the drum that talks. It actually talks. So the people that understands it. So if you try to say waba mi do or ijoti ya, then you say ijoti ya. Nobody will understand what you say. It wouldn't make any sense to them. But you have to get it right. So that is what makes it Yoruba, and that is the sweetness in it.
I like to watch one thing at one time. So
What you got time?
I'm watching at home series.
Yeah. What did you just say? No, try again.
One day I'm gonna get that line.
Go on, do it again.
No, because you know in your head it's there, but when it comes to your mouth, it doesn't wanna. It doesn't wanna deliver.
Yeah. It's you problem.
That's a you problem. Okay. Do your alphabet in Yoruba now. Oh. You know the same.
But funnily enough, I think a lot of us can relate that we can understand it, but we can't speak it.
Yeah.
I can speak it. I mean, my dialect is probably not that great. Like, my pronunciation is probably not that great. And I think I could have been better. But when growing up, so of course, my mum's parents, when they had passed on, my dad's parents, however, whenever they called home, they were like, oh yeah, come and speak to your grandma. And then obviously grandma doesn't understand English. So then I'll have to communicate in Yoruba. But then when I do, my mum and dad are like sniggering in the background. So of course, confidence-wise, and then when we would go to Nigeria, they're like, so now, and then when I do speak, they'll tell me that I'm saying it like an Igbo person. So I'm like, okay, you can't win. So I think I just preferred not to. I think confidence-wise, it just kind of knocked my confidence a little bit.
That's the difficulty, is new words. I think you can pick up new words more easily with English because it's your day-to-day language. You're reading books in English. You're watching films in English. You're always there's so many means of developing your vocabulary in English. But with Yoruba, because it's mostly just I'm picking up based on who's speaking around me, which my mom, or my weekly phone call with my grandma. like, because our conversation will be limited to certain things, so I can't really develop my vocabulary with like as much because of just the way I'm learning it.
You know what? It's almost all of us, we speak Yoruba English, even me. Like, when you mix Yoruba with English, you speak in Yoruba, you believe that you're speaking Yoruba, but you're not actually speaking real Yoruba. You mix it up with English. We say, mo fẹ́ lọ sí school. Mo fẹ́ lọ sí school is Yoruba English. If you want to speak proper Yoruba, mo fẹ́ lọ sí ilé ìwé. So most of us speak Yoruba English.
And my mom would say, "Oh, Mommy, bikini here, it's next to the window," and she'll like start in Yoruba and then finish it in English. And then she wouldn't like want to say like the conk Yoruba like word because window, which I can't remember the word because she says window. Exactly. Yeah, so a lot of the time they just kind of like throw in the English word for like a lot of things, so you don't pick up things like furiously, like window.
I would admit that we could have done better than that. You know, like sitting them down, actually teaching them.
So yeah, I do think it is important for them to understand Yoruba. However, I do feel like it's something we speak about, but we ourselves don't speak it enough, I don't think, in the home.
Because I think like for a lot of us, it's like, we could probably speak Yoruba if we were bold enough to say it out loud. Like, we can probably construct a sentence in our heads of Yoruba because we understand it enough, but like to speak it would just come out with very broken.
Because of the Western culture now. So we tend to mix Yoruba with English. So we don't speak real English. And I'm going to admit to, even me, there are some words in Yoruba that I can't remember the last time I used them.
We're not from here, right? Even though we were brought up here. So I think like keeping in touch with our culture is really important. Even if you can't speak it, I think like just the identification in and of itself like is good for the soul. It's good for you mentally. And it's just realistic also, because at the end of the day, like, your name is Yoruba, you are Yoruba, your parents are Yoruba, whether you like it or not, or whether you can speak a language or not, like, yeah, I think you can't throw yourself Yoruba.
My hope for the language and the culture being preserved, first and foremost in our home, is that it is preserved, that our children are really proud to, and like my husband said, there's so much material already available, that in using that, there is going back to that sense of pride that they have to also hold on to that, and when they're much older, pass that on to their children as well.
I've seen some young people here that were born in this country, that have never been to Nigeria before, that speak Yoruba fluently here. There have been a lot of ways that you can learn it on the internet. There are some people that are even offering physical lessons. You know, I've seen this recently. So that gives me hope. They will continue to speak the Yoruba. And it's not something that's going to die. It's never going to die.